Hi everyone, Kimberly Berg, clinical exercise physiologist in the Rebel Fit Club, the training center for people with Parkinson's. Today we're going to be talking to you about calf cramping. So you know how terrible that is to get a cramp in your calf or your hamstring or the arch of your foot in the middle of the night. It can also happen while you're trying to do a workout if your toes are curling. All this tissue gets really bound up. So today I'm going to be talking to you about how to release some of that tissue, and it helps with the results of cramping, but it also helps prevent it. Now, if you like these videos and want to have them come to you weekly, please subscribe to them, give me a like, and share so other people can find them and get the help they need. So let's get started. At first, what I'm going to do is just talk a little bit about getting into the bottom of your foot or the plantar fascia. Now, fascia is this tissue that surrounds all of our organs. It encases all of our muscles, and it really connects our whole body. If your feet are not happy, it can travel the whole way up. So I always start with just working the bottom of my feet. So every morning I do this where I work the bottom of my feet. I haven't worked yet on myself this morning. It's early here. And so I do have a whole video on how to do that. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, but it is important for you to address your feet. I like racquetballs because there's a little squish to them so you can actually pump. And don't ever forget to work on the big toe all the way down and the little toe. Getting in there, you can get in there with your hands. Start with that because we want to work distally all the way up. If you're releasing toxins and lymphatic fluids, you want that to go back to your heart so you can circulate it. Okay, you notice that I'm sitting on a box. You can be sitting on a stair. For what we're doing here today, sitting in a chair isn't going to quite work, but you do have to get in front of your sit bones. So if you are sitting on the ground working like this because your back or hips are tight, it is so much more comfortable to be up here, and it's more effective to be able to get up and over without rounding your back. So let's get into the calves. We're gonna start out, I think I'm gonna start out with the medicine ball. So I have a medicine ball here because it rolls around and it has a lot of surface area. You could use a basketball too. You don't have to do it this way. I'm giving you lots of tools and suggestions. So what I would do is start out down by the ankle, by the Achilles tendon, and just move your foot back and forth. Now this is why I like the ball. It kind of moves with me, and I'm just going back and forth over the tissue. Now this pumping action with my foot and doing circles with my ankle are gonna be key throughout this because it actually helps the tissue because you're gonna be moving all of this calf muscle when you circulate your ankle. So we're just gonna go back and forth. And this is also good for people who have Achilles tendon problems. If you're really sore in your Achilles tendon, you kind of wanna stay away from the part that's really swollen. But if it's just tight, then it's not a bad idea to get in there. Now, I moved up a little bit. This is where it starts to get a little painful. And I can tell on the lateral side, because it's early and I haven't done anything yet today, I can tell that's needing some love right there. So I'm gonna turn my knee towards the camera and I'm gonna pump my ankle in that spot because that really needs it. Right on the outside here is a bone, right around that fibula. It does tend to get gummed up. The fibula, when you walk, it's supposed to rotate, so sometimes it gets locked in there. And it just needs a little information. And we're gonna go to the inside of the calf. Now the key is doing this in 90-second intervals. So you get on a spot, sometimes I even push down with my hand and work it. And so I don't have to use my hands a lot with this because my ankle is rotating. All I'm doing is pushing down, and that really helps. Okay, now we're gonna go up a little further. Now that's really starting to get ouchy. And we're just gonna move it back and forth. The ball is moving to help me get that rotation. And I'm gonna start doing this, which is also a good dual task, right? I'm moving my ankle and my leg. Now, while I'm doing this, I can feel this up in my hip. So I'm also helping to lube up where the femur goes up into the acetabulum, which is the socket. And we're just gonna go back and forth. Okay, so you get the idea. You're just gonna keep working up. But I wanna I have time to show you some other tools. This stick, I've shown you this before, and I will include the other videos to other myofascial techniques in the comments. You can just iron that spot out. Now I'm getting into more anterior tib, which is the front of the leg, and that's your toe picker uppers. So we're gonna go in there, but you can also get it behind and do a little cross friction with this. These are great. This is called the stick. You can get them on Amazon. The next thing is a softball. Now I like the circumference of that because I can get my hand around it, grip it without stressing out my thumb. I just get in there, find some of those spots that when I was working with the medicine ball were particularly problematic. And then I'm just gonna get in there and scrub, scrub, scrub. I like to do a lot of sound effects when I'm doing this. I think it helps. All right, so I've used a softball for that. Now this is another tool. I've shown you before how to use this. You look at massage guns, you can get various kinds, various prices. I love these. They have different tools to get in. I like this round little ball. After you get into it with all the other tools, this just kind of relaxes the muscle. And with these smaller muscles, you don't want to overdo with these massage guns. It's not like working up on your glutes. So I'm going to go around where the fibula attaches up here. And I'm going to go on both sides of that, getting into the calf again. And you get the idea with that too. So check these out. I'll put the name of this, but there's a lot of different brands. You just have to kind of see what you need. You probably need the most basic of them. So anyway, that is my quick hit for today. If you like these videos, again, please hit the subscribe button, give me a like, and share with your friends. Also, go to my website, rebelfitclub.com, and check out our blog sections. All these videos that I do weekly are housed in there. You just go to the blog up in the menu bar. There's a search bar once you get there, and you can look up posture because we have a great posture school. And don't forget that I also have a foot course. All that I'm showing you are in the foot course so that you get these videos and they come to you daily. They also work your toes, cramping, try to get strength to your feet so you can balance better. All of that is in that foot course. I'll put a link to that. You can also check out our schedule. We have so many classes that we offer in our gym. We have a formula that works great. We get lots of support from the neurologists and the physical therapists because it works. People feel better. They have this wonderful community that you too could be a part of. And that is both our virtual and our in-gym. You can also contact me directly, Kimberly, at Rebel Fit Club. And I'm happy to get back to you and tell you how we can help you with your personal journey. Don't forget, I do private sessions. I can do them both virtually and in person, along with my wonderful coaches that I have. So contact us. Never lose hope. There's always things that you can do for yourself. And as always, go forth and conquer.